Back in 2020, I reviewed The Last of Us Part 2, and since then, I wouldn't say much of my opinion has changed. The fact that it hasn't even been that much time in between does not warrant me re-reviewing the entire base game, so instead today I will be reviewing the additional content here in the remaster. Now just for reference sake, in 2020 I scored The Last of Us Part 2 a 8.3 out of 10, and this was mostly due to my disappointment with the direction and payoff of the story. With the remaster, they have improved the visual appearance and improvements of the game, even though it remains to be a marginal improvement over the PS5 patch. Truly, the visual improvements are hardly a reason for anyone owning the PS4 version to go out and either A, buy a brand new copy, or B, pay the $10 upgrade. So Naughty Dog also threw in some additional content. This content ranges from the Lost Levels, No Escape, and the guitar free play. Starting with the Lost Levels, which was surprisingly my favorite part of the additional content added, a lot of insight to Naughty Dog's approach to game design and how they rationalize every aspect of the experience they deliver, between the introduction with Neil explaining the reasons for the Lost Levels' existence, while also explaining its removal adds for an insight we otherwise did not have. This is easily my favorite part of the additional content. My only complaint being there wasn't more. I would have loved to see more of the content they removed, assuming there was more, and explanations even throughout the entire game for why they executed things the way they did. Now I understand not everyone would be interested in this, however for me this is fascinating, especially seeing behind the curtain on why they decided to do the things the way they did. Now guitar free play is a new addition added as well, allowing you to play around with the guitar. What can actually be done with this is quite broad, however this is not something that's geared towards myself, although I think the community will find new and creative ways to create content with this mode. Lastly, they added No Escape, a roguelike mode that has you complete runs and challenges. This mode lets you play with custom difficulty and many of the varied difficulties that are already available. This includes different characters for you to play as, with each character having their own starting equipments and strengths. There are also leaderboards and daily run that changes each day, giving players one attempt at a specific run. In a nutshell, the mode is interesting. It offers a chain of rounds with modes varying from Assault, where groups of enemies spawn in waves, Hunted, where you must survive for a set period of time, Holdout mode, where you and an ally must survive against swarms of infected, and Capture mode, where you must infiltrate and access a safe. After each round, you are rewarded and bring back anything you found, where you can then buy from the trading post to upgrade your weapons and go to the next round. This was fun for about an hour until it simply just became boring. This mode would have had far more longevity if they had added any form of cooperative play, but playing it alone just simply became dull. A silver lining is them creating a string of things and characters to unlock by accomplishing specific tasks, but even this was uninspiring and did not make me want to continue playing. Now this may appeal to those who are die-hard The Last of Us fans, scrambling for scraps of content after the cancellation of Factions multiplayer, but for me personally, this does not scratch the itch to keep me coming back. So who is this for, and should you buy it? If you don't own The Last of Us Part 2, this is obviously the definitive version to get. If you do own it, the $10 it costs is not an absurd price to pay for what it offers. Viewing this as a consumer, I feel Naughty Dog should have offered this free of charge to The Last of Us 2 owners, especially after the cancellation of Factions multiplayer. I know that may sound entitled, but seeing how Santa Monica thanked their community with God of War Valhalla DLC free, that's for PS4 and PS5 editions, I would have loved to see Naughty Dog do the same. As far as DLC goes, I rate this a 6 out of 10 and recommend it to only the biggest fans of The Last of Us who want a reason to go back to this world.